Hello, Livingston, and welcome to our ongoing series of live programs here in Livingston Education. I'm Mike Raymer, and we have a special Board of Education election program today. With me is Adriana Bordoni, candidate for Livingston Board of Education, and also a guest Adriana invited to join us, Michael Kaminsky. Welcome, Adriana and Michael. How are you doing today?
Excellent.
Fantastic.
It's great to have you both. For all watching,
Thank you, Mike.
My pleasure. For all watching, please comment and ask questions in the live stream, and Adriana will answer in a Q&A toward the end of the program. So Adriana, let's begin. Tell us about your personal background. Where are you from and your education, where you went to high school and college?
Okay. I am originally from Argentina, Buenos Aires. I'm very proud of my country. I studied in the University of Medicine of Buenos Aires, and I have my master's, the same college, and I feel very proud. One day, Mike, I was doing CUs, continuing education units in my college, and I saw a little sign on the wall saying, "We are looking for a speech pathologist for New York, bilingual. Buscamos fonoaudiólogas para New York." So I saw it was a call. I saw the sign. I sent my email with my resume. The Department of New York City in a month responded that I was accepted. So that was the big situation. I was truly honored, but I said, what do I do now? Because I have my practice in Buenos Aires. And I had to travel. I always wanted to be in the United States. So I was truly honored to be chosen for New York Department of Education to come here as bilingual speech pathologist.
So how old were you when you came to the US, Adriana? About?
It was 18 years ago,
18
like a lady. I don't say my age.
So did you come directly to Livingston? Did you move to Livingston 18 years ago?
No. Actually, the company, they hired me in Argentina. They sponsor all my papers, H-1B visa to work, and I had to pass all the examinations. I was with 4 kids at that time, and I had to study. I had to work full time. I had to do early intervention. It was very, very difficult at the beginning, but I was committed to do my best, to be a great example of an immigrant. So I had to pass all my exams. It was very stressful, the praxis, the IELTS, and I did my best. So I was living originally in Long Island or Washington. And because I was working full time and 4 children and adjusted to the country, I couldn't pass the final exam for 1 question. So the company, because they love me so much at the time, they told me, we're going to sponsor another temporary license in New Jersey. So I was transferred to New Jersey. And then when I moved to Livingston, I received that I passed for New York. And I said, my friend said, why don't you come back? I said, I don't know, but I feel like I need to be here. A colleague recommended me a website, greatschools.net, because she knows how dedicated I am with education for my children. So I found different towns like Summit, Chatham, Melbourne, and Livingston. Finally, the house we decided to rent was in Livingston. We didn't know anything about Livingston, nothing. But we were so welcome, especially in Riker Hill. At that time, the principal, Miss Pilchman, sent kids to receive my own children. It was fantastic. That it was a great thing that happened to them.
That's wonderful. So Adriana, languages you speak, what's your native language and what any others that you speak?
My native language is Español, señor. So in Argentina, we speak Spanish. I studied English for years, since elementary school. I went to Cambridge. I went to American English Institute. So people saying, where do you learn English? Watching TV or interacting with that? No. I educate myself since elementary school. I was practicing English and I speak Italian.
Speak Italian.
Ciao,
I want to say ciao. Any
Ciao.
other language, Spanish and Italian. So tell us about your children, Adriana. How many do you have? Their ages? Did they all go to Livingston schools?
Yes, I have 5 wonderful children. They
5.
all went to Livingston Public Schools, all levels. I feel right now that my 5 children went to all the schools around Livingston. I feel like I know all the teachers, all the principals, everyone knows, well, my children. And for a good reason. They know them because they are studying very hard. They try very hard. At the beginning, 3 of my children, they had an IP, individual education plan. This is for children with special needs. And my children, over the years, that IP was discharged. And my children, 3 of them are graduated from college. Jeannie, she's graduated from UPenn Medical School. Right now, she's at the residency. She passed step 3. I feel very proud of this girl. She came with 9 years old and a bag full of dreams. And for Mother's Day, she passed it. My son, another.
So you have 5 children. And
I'm
they
sorry.
all went through Livingston Public Schools. Wonderful. And they went to the different schools around town. Yeah. And they've all, 4 have graduated from LHS? Is that correct? And you have one in the high school?
She's in high school.
Beautiful. What grade
Always working hard.
What grade is she in now, Adriana?
She's a freshman.
Freshman.
And she's involved. Today she was helping for the breast cancer awareness, the hockey game. I went there to support her, to help her. And as a breast cancer survivor as well, I feel very committed to Livingston Hospital, Dr. Andrew Brown, who was amazing with me. And it's a great time, and a great time to feel grateful and give back, appreciation.
So for all those watching, thank you for joining us. Please comment and ask questions in the live stream for a Q&A toward the end of the program. And again, we're speaking with Adriana Bordoni, candidate for Livingston Education, and we'll talk with her special guest who she invited in just a bit. So we're talking about Adriana and her background, and she's moved to Livingston and her beautiful family, and we're talking about her children. So Adriana, question, what educational activities in Livingston have you been involved with your kids?
I participate of many multicultural nights. I participate for PTA meetings. I couldn't be extremely intensively active in all those school activities because I work 11 hours a day. I'm a very hardworking mom, helping children in the spectrum with disabilities. So if anybody watch Bad Moms, you feel me. So I wish I could be that PTA mom with all the time to do the arts and crafts, sincerely. But nowadays, due to the economy, many moms, they are identified with me.
It's wonderful to get to know you here and your personal background. Let's talk about your professional background. And you started to talk about that a bit. But I noticed after your name, you have credentials, right? MS, and then CCC and SLP. What do those stand for?
MS, I have Master's in Science, and CCC is Certificate of Clinical Competency, is the highest achievement you can have in the American Speech and Language Hearing Association, at which I'm a mentor for years. I hire interns during the summer. Currently, I have one mentor, like she's from Seton Hall, and she is here. I received from Columbia, from Baylor, from Ken, from Seton Hall, requests for mentors. And I say, well, I'm taking one baby at a time because I'm also clinical supervisor for the speech pathologists. They are just graduated and they need to have that CCC behind my name. I had to supervise them for 9 months. And I've been doing this for like about 12 years. And I love it. I don't get paid. I feel the gratitude and I love to help because many people helped me at that time.
So what is the SLP? What is that credential?
Speech language pathologist.
And that's what you do for your job, yes? Talk to us a bit about that.
Yes, in Argentina, I also was audiologist. I used to equip people with hearing aids. Here is a different career, but I'm equipped to read audiograms or all type of audiological testings.
So as you said, you're a working mom, and so your job is what? And I know you were talking a bit about it, but describe to us what your job is, what you do during the day, and so forth.
Well, Mike, I work in schools for years, for more than 24 years, with variety of backgrounds. I'm also provider for early intervention department of health in New Jersey and New York. And I provide early intervention. It's a program from the government from 0 to 3 years old, where I am also an evaluator, and we determine if the child is qualifying for services. This is also promotion for the government. Like, it's a great program. It's free of charge. It depends on your income. And it's fantastic because from 0 to 3 years old, you know, if you have suspect your child has any kind of, you don't feel very comfortable, you can request a free assessment for your child, and then you can address as early as you can any disability. And I promote early intervention.
Very good. So let's talk about your guest that you invited. Introduce him, please. And how do you know him?
Michael Kaminsky. His family is fantastic. Each of them, I love how each of them, they support his child and his therapist. And I feel very grateful that Michael gladly accepted this invitation. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
Michael, tell us a little bit about what you do. And you grew up in town, yes?
Yes, I grew up in town. 2005 graduate of the high school. Also went to Burnett Hill and Heritage. That was quite a while ago. After going through college, and then I ended up going to podiatry school, and now I practice as a podiatrist. I believe it's my 5th year actually now at this point. Practicing in kind of like the eastern part of Union County, or actually kind of all over Union County. But my main offices are like in Plainfield and Linden. So, not terribly far away, but, not next door either.
And how do you know Adriana? Tell us about that.
So interesting enough, my son is 3 and he was diagnosed with autism. And I will say everything about the early intervention system, it's been wonderful. I wish we could still do it, but my son is now aged out. And it's been a wonderful program, and the people that we've met there have just been so helpful in guiding us and going and, just pointing us in the right direction. So we met Adriana a while ago at this point, and basically what we're doing is we're looking to add therapy sessions for my son. My son is in a special needs autism school, and we love it there. It's great. He gets speech therapy twice a week, and it's been great. But we wanted more. My son is nonverbal, and we definitely want to see if there is, more potential for him to be able to verbally communicate with us. So we reached out to Adriana. I have to thank my mother for it. She was actually helping me do some research, and she was the one who originally found Adriana and connected us. And ever since then, I believe we go actually 3 times a week now to your house, and that's, we have our sessions there. She knows she knows my whole family at this point, because we pretty much just rotate. It takes a village to raise these kids. I only have 2. I don't know how you do 5, but we rotate between my parents and me and my wife bringing my son to and from our speech sessions, and it's been going great.
Adriana, share with us how you work with Michael's kids, what you do with them.
I work with Michael's kids and all the kids because this is who I am. I treat every child like if it were my own child, the way I would love my child to be treated. That's how I feel. And with all the knowledge, with all the experience, when I work with them, I become one of them.
This is true. She really, you kind of feel like family there.
Exactly.
The point is, yes, it is to have my kid work, but I feel very comfortable there. Adriana has done such a good job in very quickly building like such a positive relationship with my son. Autism is not easy to deal with, and they occasionally have their meltdowns, and it's very easy. For any parents that have special needs kids, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But Adriana just makes it so much simpler, and she helps. Yeah,
thank you, Michael.
Great.
Yes, I love successful stories like that. That after 16 years, a mom from Long Island, she found me in Facebook and said, Debbie made it to college. And I said, when she was 2 years old, only you gave me the courage to keep going. When everybody was telling me she's autistic, she cannot do it. She made it to college. And it was such a blessing to me because everything is well paid off. Seeing my kids, for example, I've been working in North Star Charter School, the high school. Children in high school, or they love you or they don't like you. We in the group, we create such a bond. Like these kids, they were so empowered. They made it to the nationals. They in track and field. One of the students, he was severe stutterer, and he made it to have an internship in Newark Museum. And one of these days, they said, Miss A, I made it, I got it. And then 2 months later, they said, Miss A, they are paying me now. And all those things is so worth it, so rich, that it fills my heart. No matter, I've been working in Inca, in a school district from a very low income to the highest. I can say the highest. We know around here, the highest. Here in Livingston as well. So I treat everybody with the same respect, with the same, because you never know when you touch a heart who that person will become. Always add positivity, always give them hope, find their strengths, find the good things, the connection. And that's, I always see half full. And not having so much time to socialize and connect with people, because my heart is action, is work. 6 a.m., I get up, I prepare my material. 11 p.m., I'm still working, sending reports. So God knows, for some reason I'm here, but I accept it gladly. I feel grateful. I feel so much appreciation. Thank you to Mike. He's putting all this up. It's amazing. I really appreciate you. Michael, no words to you. You're a fantastic father, and your family is great. I have no words. They feel family. They feel when they come, they feel family.
And then my son really loves you. In fact, if you remember last week, and you came to your house probably like a minute or two early, and my son, you take him out of the car, you really got to watch him. And when I put him down on the sidewalk and he saw you, normally he would just go run off into the street if I wasn't holding his hand or telling him to wait. Ran right up to you.
Yes.
He didn't look back at me.
Yes.
Just went right up to you and just kind of like jumped almost like into your arms and was ready to go.
Yes.
So thank you both for and your background and talking to us about your professional background, Adriana, with special needs children. And to remind those viewers, or to review, Adriana has 5 children. One of them is special needs. Yes, Adriana, and grew up and attended.
Sorry, Mike.
College, yes.
3 of them, they have IP. Now, none of them, they were discharged. They had special needs.
So 3 of them had IEPs, and I recall one had special needs. And did he also go all the way to college and graduate?
Yes, I have 3 graduated already. And one, she's in 3rd year, Temple Law School, and my little one in freshman high school.
Very good. So let's move forward. Question, what activities in town, Adriana, are you involved in the community? I know you're working full-time, but for those other extracurricular type activities.
Yes, I've been mentoring speech pathologists from town for free. They needed their hours to finally have the degree. I've been tutoring for free Spanish to my neighbors for calling me, texting me, Adriana, can you do the homework? It's 9 p.m. I said, okay, I'm coming. And I don't mind. They call me directly. And that's the same thing, like I give my heart to them. I've been in COVID times. I am in contact with the Livingston Disability Commission, and I provide a Zoom presentation, strategies, and what to do in COVID times, what activities, speech activities, and what creativity you can do as a parent to get your child engaged. So I volunteer with that. I participate for multicultural nights. For example, today I was supporting my daughter in the breast cancer awareness. We collect items we buy to the dollar store, and for Christmas we make bags to distribute in Newark Penn Station. I participate from the soup kitchen. I participate in activities sometimes at the church. Sometimes I bring donations. It depends on the cost. For example, now we have the Diwali for the Indian families, and I offer my participation and donations as well. So whereas I love all the cultures, because I'm, like I said, Michael, I'm Italian from both sides, from Ascoli Piceno, Argentinian, my children are half Jewish. So I love all cultures, and I love to travel.
Beautiful. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Michael, I want to thank you so much for being with us here. And you have young children, and if you need to go and put them to bed, we fully understand. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. And Adriana, best of luck. And I will see you in a couple of days for our next session.
Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
So now we're going to move to a second part of the program. It's a little fun, Adriana. We're going to get to know you a little bit before we get into tougher Board of Ed type questions. But I call it, what's your favorite? You ready? What's your favorite? So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. It gets us to know you a little bit better. So first, okay. What's your favorite places you've traveled to?
Wow. Oh my God. I just came from Capri. I love it. I love Capri.
Yeah. And you speak the language. Must be nice.
And I speak the, yeah, ciao.
Right. What's your favorite foods?
Italian. But I like Ethiopian. I like to try different flavors and ethnic to have an awareness that there are other type of food, but Italian is my weakness.
Very good. What are your favorite ways to spend time outside of work, a hobby, for example?
The beach.
The beach.
The beach. I love in any season to look at the ocean, the waves. It's how life is. Sometimes you have big waves, sometimes small waves, sometimes it's like that, but always flowing.
Any beaches around here? The Jersey Shore even, maybe?
Yes, Jersey Shore.
Very good.
It's a nice go back for the day.
Tell us about your favorite cause.
My favorite cause is autism. Since I was before college, I had a call. I grew up in a Catholic school where we had that vocation, like the call, let's say. I used to have in my high school a very best friend that nobody was talking to her that much. She was a severe stutterer. I used to get her like this. I used to complete her sentences, Monica. And then I started to work because in Argentina, I used to have to work and to do my career. I used to be assistant manager of MasterCard. So that MasterCard, many people used to tell me, but what are you doing here? You're a speech pathologist. I had to support my career, right? And then why don't you have patience? It takes time. But MasterCard was tempting because they sent me to college for 2 years for marketing. I would have.
Sorry, I thought you were finished. Sorry. Yeah. No,
I would have continued.
Moving on to your favorite things. So your favorite things about Livingston. What do you like most about our town?
I fell in love slowly with Livingston. I had, at the beginning, I could say mixed feelings because like everything, nothing is ideal in life. So I started to learn, and I feel like it's the best way to fall in love, slowly. I started to feel that such a super welcoming to my children from a Spilchman at that time in Riker Hill. They made them feel home. The little guys, they came to take my kids to each class. It was really cute. And then for example, Hillside, I had to say so much appreciation for Mr. Carlos Gramara. At that time, 9 years and cancer-free, breast cancer-free, he helped me a lot. We were talking about before with Michael, when someone is good as a doctor, as a pediatrician, as any. We all can be good in paper. We all can be good in parties. We all can be good in pictures with celebrities, right? But we have to show when we are working. When things are not going good, who is there? Who is going to be by your side, by your back, fighting for the rights for your children? Someone who's been 18 years in Livingston, knows Livingston inside all the schools, all the regulation, and from outside as a therapist, writing reports. So I am your candidate if you want to make a change, if you want the best for your children.
Very good. So my last, what's your favorite question? You ready, Adriana? The favorite things that you like about running for the Board of Education.
It was just, I never occurred to me this because I'm super busy. Someone from the board for confidentiality encouraged me for my skills, my experience, my ability with people, with families, with children. They say, you can be a wonderful. that person sent me all the papers. Like, what do I do here? And I started to learn little by little how much I can contribute for my appreciation. This is a call. This is a call. I always wanted to return to Livingston, from Livingston Hospital, from Livingston Schools, from my 5 children. I asked them today, what do you like about Livingston, right? As something for myself. And I asked them individually that I was never harassed, I was never bullied, that I feel safe, that my youngest, she said, nothing, I feel happy there. That's the best. That's why I'm here, to continue helping with that. But we had other part that I was treating an Indian family with a very severe autistic child. They had to move out of town because they felt unsupported. That broke my heart. It was 5 years ago. It was a fantastic mom, so shy and such a deep, heavy feeling that she couldn't even go outside. She was hiding. They tell me things at the book, what should I say? And I want courage. They ended up moving out. And I don't want people to move out. I want people to feel happy, to stay, be a community, no matter who you are, no matter your color, no matter your sexual orientation. We connect from the heart all together. This is my why I'm so passionate about it, and see the progress on the children and happy families, and my own successful story of 3 children with IPs and graduated already, doing masters.
Very good. Adriana, thank you again for being here. Thank you for sharing and having our community get to know you. For all watching, please comment, ask your question in the live stream. For Adriana, we'll have a Q&A toward the end of the program. So Adriana, let's talk about your run for Livingston Board of Education. Let's get to the heart of this here. What inspired you to run?
What inspired me that I have so much to give to Livingston to improve special education, to create a real good program for all these families that they had to send the children out of district. And so to keep them here, to keep them home, not to take your kid out of district. We had to find something to keep that family together. Those kids not taking buses for more than half an hour to go to another town, for safety, for community, keep our family together, because we are all a big family. That's why I'm here to help special needs and to close the gap between the higher achievers and the ones that are struggling, to communicate, to connect, to do things together, to lift the ones that are struggling, and to create compassion, sensibility for the higher achievers, because we never know when life could change.
Next question for you. What do you feel are our district's strengths?
Well, that's why I've been in Livingston for 18 years, because safety, great education, and it's my own example. I have 3 children already in college, and one is in UPenn Medical School, and my 2 others, they graduated from Rutgers, and now one is in HIT, another is doing also a master's in Rutgers. And I see the progress. But Mike, I'm telling you, we don't put everything only on Livingston Public Schools. We, as a parent, we have to help Livingston Public Schools to work as a team with the board, with the families. It takes a village to raise a child.
Next question, Adriana. Where do you feel our district could do better?
Again, I ask my own kids, and they say nothing. Everything is great, which I love it. That's the best. But as a therapist for years, I see kind of deficiency. I would love to create a program, more space for occupational therapists have their own room, physical therapists have their own room, speech therapists, sensory room, create an annex where children with severe disabilities can stay home. That's my contribution.
If elected, what are the top 3 priorities you would advocate for?
I advocate for special needs, to continue excelling with the AP classes in the high school, to continue with the bullying prevention, suicide prevention, encouraging self-esteem, strengthening the core. I love the presentation about what they did in Livingston about the student. Remember, Mike?
Yes. Yes.
It was fantastic how the values, the character a student has to have. It's fantastic how we connect together and we make the district, because each of us, we have value, and we all together connected, we can continue make it greater. And even though Livingston has high ranking, which I feel very proud, I want a special ed to lift and be example for other districts that we have an excellent, brilliant special needs program with everybody's talking about.
Next question, Adriana. What qualities do you think make an effective board member?
Well, but I can describe myself because this is who I feel like I would love a candidate to be. Passionate, serious, a little fun, because life fluctuates, and listening, opening, receptive, working as a team, respect. No matter what you're saying, I hear you. Like it or not, I hear you. I receive it, and I give you a response. Action, hard work, commitment, excellence, progress, all that and more.
All right. Thank you. If elected, Adriana, what board committees would you like to serve on?
Most special needs is my strength.
Any others?
Yes.
There are many committees that board members serve on, yes? Curriculum committee. Any others that come to mind?
Yes. I can, whenever they need me, I'll be there for any committee. So, because after the election, they're going to tell me which one I want to participate. I don't know, Mike, if at this time I have the option to choose. Okay. Because sometimes things change. Sometimes they assign me based on my background. Sometimes I will be able to choose.
Very good. So Adriana, we at this week's board meeting, Dr. Block had a presentation, talked about the vision, the goals, right? But he also spoke about Portrait of a Graduate, which you were discussing, right? What did you think about that?
That is fantastic. I love it. I love it. It's like I would have done it myself. No, but I would have those are values, and the presentation was spectacular. I love everything what they're saying. Now we have to, to put into practice all us in our hearts and make it and own it.
So while we're here, give us a little window, if you could, for our community. What is it like to run for the Board of Education? What are some of the qualities that you need to do? Is it, some people say it's more like a marathon than a sprint? Yeah. So share with us a little bit on the inside, what it's like for the board.
At the beginning, I wasn't aware of the intensity of this. I'm working so hard, like 11 hours a day, plus running for the Board of Education. It's nerve-wracking for moments, but I feel confident. I feel really great. I'm having fun in this election, and we have to live the moment. We have to, whoever wins wants to do their best. So this is not, we are not children fighting against each other. No, whoever is going to be there, I trust they're going to do the best, but I'm going to do the bestest.
Tell us about some of the activities we see them in the market, what you're doing for running for the board. We see the campaign signs, we see the statements that you're writing in the paper. Share with us, what are some of the other activities that you're a part of that you do?
Yes, I was participating in the cancer awareness. I was participating in the 100 years, the firefighters. Thank you, firefighters. You are heroes. Thank you so much. And I like with my limited time, because sometimes I come at 7 p.m. It's hard, but I contribute financially with different causes that I don't like to expose it, but I participate with donations in financially.
Okay, very good. So as we come to an end, Adriana, any other topics that you would like to share with our community? Education related, of course, running for the Board of Ed, or any other that's on your mind, any causes? Did you mentioned a couple times breast cancer awareness, yes?
Yes.
Any other topics that you would like to share?
For example, I would love to share pictures in time. For example, this is me engaging children and teaching them how to wear the mask, how this child in the spectrum, she's focused and paying attention. This is me after COVID. Look at the eyes, the eye contact, how I connect, how this child in the spectrum, nonverbal, now he's saying, I don't like that. This is me nonstop from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. in COVID times. Look at that child. This kid, an hour engaging with me. This is how I help parents. I gave the strategies and I had to observe them. How this child is connecting with mom. This is me, high schoolers. Look at how tall she is. Even they do TikToks with me. This is how I connect with children, with families. Autistic children, paying attention, sitting nicely, applying all my knowledge. And I don't mind to sit on the floor, to go to low-income areas, to go after what your child needs. As at the board, if you come to me and you express what you need, I will do everything to have it done. I did that with a child who lives in another town, and this child was functioning perfectly. That child had an asthma attack, and he ended quadriplegic. He was with home instruction with another colleague, and he was with signs, yes or no, moving the eyes. I took over that case, and I said to myself, what do I do here? God, guide me. What did I do? This kid has to be out, no more staring at the wall. And then I contact Dynabox at that time, and I said, can you help me with get an eye gaze device? And they told me, yes, we can go to measure the child, the eyes and everything. They came, they did everything. This family, low income. I made everything. I contacted neurologists, pediatrician, all type of doctors and professionals that were involved I create the file. I send it to Medicare because I'm involved with Medicare, Medicaid, insurances, and I know about CPT codes and everything. So I send all that file, and that, I guess, computer device for that child was almost like $20,000. He got it for free.
Very
and
cool.
That child now is in a special school here in Livingston, and it's another successful story. And now, every time they see me, this child's speech, who gave him all that. I don't want to thank you. I'm giving back. And that example, I will go, you come with the situation with your family, with your child, I will move everything I can to make you happy and your child happy, and the problem will be resolved. I'm committed to children. I'm committed to children. No matter what age, I advocate for them.
Adriana, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you so much for sharing your personal and professional background. Thank you so much for the stories and having our community get to know you on a personal level. I greatly appreciate it. And congratulations for putting your hat in the ring to run for the Board of Education. Question, if those wanted to contact you and the community had questions, how would they do that?
They can email me, Adriana Bordoni @icloud.com.
Okay. And message you on Facebook, I would think, also?
They can message me in Facebook,
okay.
Adriana Bordoni. You're going to see.
Very good. So that's our time. There are those who were watching, please feel free to put questions in the live stream, and Adriana will follow up and be happy to answer online. Again, Adriana, thank you so much. Wish you the best. Any last words of wisdom? Any last thoughts?
I feel excited. I feel very honored. Thank you, Mike, again. Thank you to Michael. And I put my heart in it. So for Livingston. So like I said, I know my strengths. I know what I can do. Choose wisely, because I'm a mom, 18 years in Livingston, 5 children, 3 graduated from college. I've been in no less than 10 schools in Livingston where my children attended. And I feel very committed to help your child the way I was helped and my children were discharged from a special need. I have all the knowledge, all the passion, all the love to give to your families. And one of the things is I love people. I love people. I love children. And I love to help. Thank you, Mike.
Best, Adriana. We're going to sign off for now. Have a good evening, everyone.
Have a good evening. Thank you for having me, Mike.
Thank you. Ciao.